Hi, I'm Randy Ferguson. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about the LCA. I think it speaks volumes about you that you're interested in dropping what's been holding you back and you want to grow into the best version of who you were meant to be. So, welcome. We live in a society that teaches us so much of what doesn't work and are taught by example to take on guilt, resentment, fear, stress, and shame, hurt from the past, and limiting beliefs. This creates an ego-driven society, which in turn brings all kinds of conflict and suffering. But underneath it all is the gold of who you truly are, who we all are as human beings. So, key question: how do we access that sacred magnificence that's already within us? How do we reclaim the ability to live our best life mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually? In the LCA, we begin with a free, life-altering weekend seminar. Friday evening, we create a space of safety, respect, and clear intention, and begin exploring the very essence of who we are as human beings. Saturday, we go after the emotional baggage that's been holding us back. I'll be walking us step by step through powerful experiential exercises developed over 30 years where you literally drop the fear, guilt, resentment, emotional pain, and shame. It feels like bags of cement you've been carrying for years being lifted off your shoulders one at a time. A key part of Saturday is healing something we call core issues. Core issues are those sore spots from the past that are at the core of our upsets. When you discover and heal your core issues, the very people and situations that used to drive you crazy lose their power and destructive habits start to fall away. Imagine how this frees you to move forward. Sunday afternoon, everybody comes back. And people look different than when they started on Friday. There's a light in their eyes, a joy, and aliveness. It's like being in a room of kindergartners. Sunday is about learning how to keep this emotional baggage away by maintaining a state of inspired confidence. We also discover something profoundly useful, that what determines our very quality of life is something called the experience of love. Not the understanding of love, but the experience. Take a look. Anytime you've been in the experience of loving someone or of being loved by someone, hasn't your quality of life been through the roof in that moment? This is because love is the very essence of who we are, and it's the key to our spiritual growth. So many people have a yearning to feel closer to a higher power, and yet find it hard to move forward for some very specific reasons. One, perhaps you grew up in a home that never spoke of a higher power or actually had disdain for the idea. Two, maybe you recall being hit over the head with religion by people close to you, being shamed and manipulated. No wonder you didn't want anything to do with God when you got older. Three, there's a looming question. How could a loving God allow such suffering on the planet? Well, we're going to explore these questions head on in ways that resonate deeply inside most people and offer great healing. Wouldn't it be great to restore that most important relationship that you'll ever have? In 2024, I had the privilege of walking the Camino de Santiago. It's a 500-mile pilgrimage that begins in southern France, goes over the Pyrenees Mountains, and west across Spain to the city of Santiago. At one point along the trail, I had a remarkable experience. It wasn't so much that I was walking the trail as it was that the trail was being brought to me. Every tree, every flower, every stone was shouting at me, "Randy, this is God. I love you more than you'll ever know. I'm crazy about you. I've got you back. I've always had and always will. I'm right here, really." Friends, if this just happened to me for 5 minutes, it would have changed my life. But it went on for hours day after day for weeks. It took me from a place of just believing in God to a place of experiencing a loving relationship with God. And that was a huge spiritual leap. And it's changed how I see the world. It opened my eyes to the everyday miracles that surround me and has taken my quality of life to a whole new level. I returned to Colorado with a passion and intense yearning to share this higher possibility with anybody who had an interest. And by the way, we're not affiliated with any religious organization. The LCA is open to anyone who yearns for a better life and wants to grow spiritually. And for me, as a Christian, my faith has only grown stronger. Wednesday evening, right after the weekend retreat, we returned for another free one-time event, healing your relationship with your physical body. Here you'll discover that contrary to what we've been taught, you are not your body. You have a body, which also means that you have a relationship with your body. Consider the possibility that your body communicates to you through sensations, not all of which are pleasant, right? When we ignore these communications, the body has to speak louder to get our attention, and the pain can intensify, can it? In this one evening event, you'll discover how to literally translate your body's sensations into language you can understand. And when you truly get what your body's been trying to tell you, guess what? It doesn't have to keep sending the sensation. As a result, the vast majority of our participants experience an immediate, dramatic drop in their physical pain. It's really quite inspiring to witness. Now, let me ask you this. What good is a personal development program if it doesn't include steps for sustainability? And that's why I ask everyone taking the weekend to be in the 6-week follow-up course. The first Thursday of the six-week course is focused on how to create an authentic, loving relationship with an authentic, loving higher power. When this happens, you see life more clearly than ever before, and the circumstances of your life lose control over you. The second Thursday shares how to express love for yourself and others while maintaining healthy boundaries. You learn about ending cycles of conflict, eliminating the fear of being hurt, all of which result in an enormous positive shift in your relationships. In session number 3, you discover 2 major keys to living in a state of peace: learning how to surrender and how to trust. When you surrender your life to a loving God, you live free of attachment. And when you restore your ability to trust, you live free of fear. Can you imagine how that feels over time? Session 4 is about learning how to get your power back. Just imagine partnering with an all-powerful, all-present, all-knowing, all-loving, all-available higher power. What an amazing resource to have for the rest of your life. You'll discover that every challenge you're now facing has a real solution that is also designed to grow you as a person. Session 5. This is where it really starts to get fun. It's about mastering your ability to appreciate and celebrate. You begin to see that there really is something called heaven on earth, but now you have the eyes to see it, to feel it. You've got to open your heart wide to let this one in, but oh, how good it feels. Our last session is all about service. It's about giving back. When I ask audiences for how many of you does it absolutely make your day when you had the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, most every hand goes up. Here's where you get some real clarity on your own unique life mission, the gift that you're here to give the world. And this is cool. In each of our 6 follow-up sessions, you'll break into small teams, each led by an experienced champion team leader. You'll be tackling the challenges that have been running your life, feeling that exhilaration of achieving victories that you didn't even think were possible. Over time, these champion teams can become like family. I often hear participants say that they met their best friends in the LCA. To achieve these results, we ask that everyone attend the weekend here in Denver in person. The Wednesday, the Wednesday following the weekend and the 6 Thursday evenings can be attended either in person or online. Okay, why is this work free? What's the catch? The LCA is not primarily about profit. It's about raising consciousness on the planet. We want the weekend and 6 week course to be available to anybody who wants to heal and grow. If you choose to contribute financially to those who follow you, we appreciate that like crazy, but you don't have to. You are completely welcome here regardless. There's so much more, but here's my promise. If you come into this work and give it your all, you will experience major breakthroughs. Your life will never be the same. Here's our vision. We know that as more and more people are living at this higher level, we'll see stronger families and healthier relationships, less crime, divorce, greed, anger, disease, and poverty. As a species, peace in our lifetime becomes a real possibility. But where does it all have to begin? That's right. Don't we have to live the possibility in order to share the possibility? In 1989, there was an earthquake in Armenia that registered 8.9 on the Richter scale. And in the period of maybe 4 minutes, 30,000 lives were lost. When the tremor ceased, a young father was relieved to see that his home was still standing and that his wife was okay. But his son Armand was at school. And the father remembered how he would always say, "Armand, I will always be there for you." He made his way through the destruction, and he turned the corner and saw to his horror that the old school had completely collapsed. Can you imagine what that would feel like as a parent, knowing all those kids were in there? The only thing he knew to do was to go to the corner where his son's classroom used to be and start digging. And that's what he did. He dug for 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours. On the 38th hour, he pulled back a piece of debris and thought he heard something. And he shouted, "Armand, are you in there?" And then he heard these sweet words, "Dad, is that you?" The father replied, "Yes, are you okay? Can you work your way up to the light?" And the little boy said, "Father, I'm okay, but there's 14 of us down here and they wanted to give up. They said no one's going to come for us after all this time." But I told them that's not the truth, because my dad promised he would always be there for me. So 3 questions. Number 1, is there something priceless already within you worth digging for? Number 2, in what area of your life do you really want to experience a breakthrough? And number 3, what difference is it going to make when that breakthrough actually happens? So we invite you to take a look at our graduate successes. And if you're ready for meaningful change, find the dates and times that work for you. They're on the website. And register. Come join us. I so look forward to sharing this adventure with you.